Welcome back to segment 3, eryo5 radio on 9/10/11, September 10th, 2011. We've got Moss85 in studio. As you know, Brian Rafferty is not with us this segment, but we have Nicole, who doesn't go by Moss. What do you go by now?
Nicole Svehla.
Oh, okay.
That's how you say the last name now.
Is it Svehla or Svehla?
It's Svehla. Svehla.
So is there any v, like a...
Svehla.
Or
No.
is it more like an F sound?
Svehla.
Is
It's
it
like
a-
an F.
So
Svehla.
So it's not voiced? Svehla?
No. It's not
not.
Savela. It's
Well, it's
Svehla.
not
I
Savela
didn't
with
say
a-
Savela. I said Svehla.
What?
Svehla.
With a V.
Svehla.
As opposed to
Or
a
is it Svehla?
It's like there's a V. There is a V. A definite V.
Okay.
Svehla.
So if you-
Svehla. 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 Svehla.
Well, we'll try to pronounce it correctly,
All right.
even though you don't always pronounce it correctly. You almost instructed us to pronounce it wrong.
I have a student named...
We're not children, we
Named
can do it.
Andreas, and I kept saying, is it Andreas or Andreas or Andreas or, what is it? And he's like, it's Andreas. Is it Andreas or Andreas? It's Andreas. He kept saying it.
So do it
Like, what do you
exactly. Just do it exactly like he's doing.
I'm trying. This is like his older sister, who just has grown up with the name and like it's so obvious. I don't know, but she couldn't specify. She couldn't tell the difference, or I don't know.
You don't necessarily have to specify, I guess.
I guess you just have to say it, but
Sometimes
it's still like I don't
people-
understand exactly what you're doing because it's going by so fast.
Geraldo.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what that is, but I understood it.
you want to break it down in your
Is
head,
it
but maybe
Geraldo. Geraldo.
It's Geraldo. So your name is Santiago. There's a coworker named Santiago, and I don't know how to be all cool. So Santiago, every time, you know what that is from? Because whenever I call it to him, I want to say Santiago.
Sounds like a Frasier thing, but I don't know.
I didn't even know where it's from at first, but it's from Friends. Chandler kept saying Mary Angela
Oh,
at the dinner table because he didn't know which one was Mary Angela.
oh,
So I would say that without knowing. I knew it was something, but I didn't know what at first.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
That's
Just seems like a name that Frasier would just like to his help or something.
Anyway, and we also have Brian and me.
What a segment. So good. Riveting.
So this time we're going to talk about, in segment 3, basically Pipe Down. I would like to go through Pipe Down and what it meant to us.
Song
what
by
the
song breakdown.
Well, no. We're going to do song by song breakdown.
Not moment by moment, but just song by song.
Oh, yes.
Then yes.
I have my pen here. We'll go through...
I'll say what I think they're about, and then Nikki will correct me. What I've been telling people all these years.
And I'll have no idea because I'm Sweden or Norway. I was
That's
always
right.
neutral.
Switzerland? Sweden. I think
Switzerland.
it was. I think it was Sweden. I don't know.
There would be some tension, and I would stay out of it. And when it came to song meanings, I stayed out of it. I was there to drum.
I was there to do work
And
then
record.
go home.
So Pipe Down was the name of your first album.
Our
Our first album.
and last.
I was acting as interviewer. First, and last album. So we'd like to talk about the motivation for Pipe Down, the themes, the purpose. Let's see, the purpose. What's the word I'm looking for? The vision. What you intended to accomplish with that album. So first question I have. Were all the Pipe Down songs written when you started recording Pipe Down? Or did you record as you came up with a song?
Oh, were they already written when we started?
We had a few
Yeah.
that were already written.
Did we write some along the way? I don't recall.
Was it
that.
like, I have an
Oh.
album in mind?
I
I'm
thought
gonna
we
go
pretty
into the
much had
studio.
everything.
No, I think let me think.
Well, I mean, we recorded demos and stuff along the way, but I
Yeah.
thought when we were ready with Eric and everything, we had everything set. I thought.
I think there were some.
Because didn't we record all the drums at once and all that?
Yeah, I could think of a song that we recorded along the way. Like Piano Man, and like
Couldn't have been that far into it because we didn't set up the drums again and do all that repeatedly, did we? For Pipe Down, wasn't it just all the songs were recorded at once, basically?
For Pipe Down, I think we set up stuff, did drums, did guitar,
Are they all
did the
completely
whole
separate?
track, and then
took down everything, and then
Yeah,
set up
okay,
again for the
I
next
know
song.
Showdown, we did them all at once.
I think you're
pretty
right
sure.
though. I
Yep.
think that's how it was. And
Pipe
then
Down, every
That
single
seems
song.
so primitive. That was so
yeah.
long ago.
Every song was a completely separate setup and
Okay,
breakdown.
maybe that
Yes.
is right.
And then you would listen back to it and you'd be like, because I
Well,
know
there
there's
were-
multiple versions of songs.
I know,
too.
like, Queen of the World was one that wasn't good enough once
Yeah.
we went back.
That's true.
Maybe excuses.
The new Queen of the World. I mean, the
Really good.
official album version of Queen of the World sounds very good. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite sounding songs, on the album. It sounds professional, I think. But was for Excuses, Pipe Down album version of Excuses, the first one that we recorded.
Did we fix that one later or no? Kind of thought we.
It's possible.
I know we did that. I'm pretty sure we did that one first, and I don't remember if we fixed it or not.
Yeah, I think
I remember
we
being
did.
really impressed either with the first one or whatever one ended up being the last with the vocals and everything just being really so much better. We're so good now.
I know. It's like an epiphany. We're like, whoa, neat. It was good. Anyway.
The first time how did we figure out, this is before Pipe Down, but
Guitars and stuff.
guitars left and right.
I was thinking about that like 2 days ago. The moment when you said, like, we were listening to MXPX or Blink-182 or one of those kind of bands and trying to copy that sound for the Spanning the Years instrumental stuff.
There's a
And-
basic layout of how you record a rock song, which is, like a lot of mics for the drums, one take, a guitar here, a bass there, and a vocalist in the middle. And no one tells you that
Yeah,
anywhere. It's like everyone assumes that you know that.
And I remember you saying they either do two different recordings of the guitar or there's like a really short delay or chorus or some kind of effect on it. I remember you saying, I don't know which. I'm pretty sure there's two. Or else there's something else going on. And then you're like, well, let's try that. And then, that sounds really good.
We sound professional. And
sound so great.
we sounded basically like a professional recording at that point. It was just a matter of details and mic placement after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so who recorded Pipe Down? That would be me.
You did it. You?
At eryo5 Studio.
Actually, it's not. You know what? It's unfair to say just you, though. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, you.
I was the engineer guy, but the
Yeah,
whole
but I
band is
think-
very involved with the recording
I
process.
think that Brian was right there along the way with you.
Brian was,
I recorded my own guitar parts and stuff every once in a while. Because
it was very much a team effort.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
It's been a recurring theme throughout my life that whenever anybody else is recording me, they get sick of me doing takes over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Me too.
And so eventually I just say, you just do it. I'll show you how to do it. At first I say, I'm going to do a lot of takes, so do you want to show me how to do it? No, I'll just do it. I don't want you to mess anything up. And then they're like, okay, here's how you do it.
I think that whole perfectionist attitude, though, I think both of you are like that, in a sense. Like, you want everything to be as good as it can be, so that's why the album kind of took longer, but it sounds amazing. Like, if you still listen to it this day, you're like, whoa, that's really cool.
I do still like it. It's a product I can be proud of. Do we remember how long it took from start to finish?
A year is what I
Yeah.
think.
Basically a year.
I don't know
that's
if there was a
just about
specific
right.
start date. But we recorded very sporadically. It
Yeah.
was like 1 day a week and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it isn't completely fair to say a year. Because normally when a band says a year, it's like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the course of a year, we got it completed. So was there a vision for this album? An idea? A visual idea? A sound idea? Or these were just the songs that you liked? You wanted to get them recorded? You wanted to have an album?
That's about it. I mean, there
Now,
was
looking back, do you think of it in, like, Pipe Down? That's the album that's kind of like so-and-so.
I picture like the cover and stuff.
It's the checkered album.
the
Yeah.
checkered
It has a
album.
certain sound.
Yes.
It has a
It's
sound that matches the cover. And
Yeah.
It's
kind
the
of
three
always-
of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that moment in time.
Yeah.
Encapsulated.
Yeah.
And it's how do you say, it's something we can be proud of, and it's something we did our best on, and even now it would be hard to like top it. I don't think it would be. Even if you went to some professional studio, it's like there'd be no point in re-recording.
Sound quality wise and
Yeah,
stuff.
I agree.
Yes.
I think a lot of the songs, I don't know if I want to say they lack a maturity or they have a youthful funness or
Yes.
whatever, but they're a lot, some of them aren't as good and some of them are just kind of not as mature or whatever as other songs that we've written later or whatever.
No, I agree.
But I think
But
those songs
it all
are everything
works
they should
and
be.
yeah, exactly. It's that moment in time and everything. So
Right.
when I listen to it, the only thing
Well-
I would say is that the only thing I've noticed negative wise is like we were kind of young when we did this.
Well, yeah,
I
we
could
were
tell
like-
at some points.
yeah.
Really, really good for what we were.
I mean, we were what?
Our first only, first album
15,
and everything.
16, 17 is what I was throughout that whole span. Like, I was 17 when it came out. So, I mean, that's really young. Like, really young.
I was in my early 20s.
Yeah. So you
You
look
were
back,
the one who was guiding us.
I was the oldest.
which is funny because
mentor.
I remember thinking, man, Eric's so much more older than us. And really, you weren't at all. It's just the difference between 17 and what, like 20.
5 years when you're
3?
15 especially is
Yeah.
something.
It was a difference. I was the older brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had any guiding principles. I don't think I guided
but
you in any way. I just sort of stayed neutral. My skill was to not get angry about things.
That kind of saved us for a while, though, don't you think? Like, that helped in some certain situations.
Brian. Oh, never mind. So is there any audio?
Anyway, go on.
Was that audible?
Yeah.
I heard it.
My mouth was closed. I did the best I could.
Anyway.
So the album name.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how that came
Yeah,
about? Because I actually have a little bit of a memory about that.
I
Wasn't that
remember.
mostly you or something? I don't think I had anything to do with it.
I want to say it was all three of us. I don't know if there was a process, but I remember the three of us being in the family room. The way I remember it, which could be totally wrong, was I was like sitting on the couch, and maybe Nikki was standing and Brian was sort of standing to the right.
Just being casual.
And I don't remember who thought of it or how, or if we were thinking.
I do.
You do?
I do.
Oh, okay. Okay, well,
This is why we have more than one person.
This is
doing
why
these
we
shows.
gathered. Yeah.
The power of the three of us.
I just remember. Okay, well, you should explain it because I remember thinking of a pipe and putting it down, and then we're like, pipe down, and it being funny.
Actually, I think, if I remember correctly, but you guys would be like, oh, she took all the credit for it, but I remember having a dream about our album coming out, and I had a dream that it was called Pipe Down. I swear.
That
And
sounds
that's-
familiar too.
yeah.
I don't remember the pipe down, but
Yeah.
that would have been really funny if that.
But I had a dream
know if
about
it's
it, and it was like supposed to be released May something, and it was way in the future, and we checked the date, and it was a Tuesday, which all albums came out on Tuesday, and we're like, oh, it's a sign, let's use it. So that's why.
So you had a dream about the name.
Yeah.
Maybe you were standing in the family room, and he
Maybe.
was to your right, and I was on the couch,
And maybe you
said
had-
that name because I couldn't remember where the name came from, but I remember the name becoming, being spoken there, and I was kind of picturing a pipe. We didn't have a pipe.
Are you sure? Because you were working on that pipe thing for a while. Maybe you did
pipe
have a
project?
pipe.
The pipe project. Maybe we were talking about that. Yeah, that could be. And I was just imagining it being, going to the floor somehow, pipe down, and it kind of sounds like we're telling someone to be quiet, pipe down, and it was funny.
And then we kind of decided that's perfect.
We all liked it.
I don't know why it's perfect, but it was just good.
Well, because pipe down is like be quiet, and we're really loud, and we like to be I don't know.
It's like our parents are telling us to pipe down. And at
And
the
then-
same time, a pipe is somehow significant for us.
I'm telling you, it's because you were working on that pipe thing for a while. Which, by the way, I was at Home Depot the other day with the husband, and he's like, "We should get some PVC piping." I'm like, "We want to make an instrument out of it?" And
PVC
Yes.
pipe.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
remember you.
So,
Do you know how that?
Blue Man Group? Yes, I remember. You went to
I
the
wasn't
Blue
going to
Man.
ask anything
Oh.
about that.
Okay.
That
All right.
pipe thing eventually met its demise in the fire pit over there.
Oh.
I have really dramatic pictures of it.
Oh.
We could look at those pictures later. But yeah, it was just gigantic and heavy, and it's on amplified silence, and maybe I made recordings of it for the next one that has never come out. But it's been recorded, and I just didn't have room for it. But anyway, it was an interesting project. So that's the name Pipe Down. Now, is there any auto-tuning on Pipe Down? Because that's really in now, and I think it was available at that time.
Not to us, but
Well,
we didn't have computers. We worked on.
I constantly tell people this story because they never believe me when I said there was absolutely no auto-tune on that album, and nobody believed me. And then when we actually went forth and tried to use auto-tune on me, I ended up sounding like a robot.
I forget if I think the Venus that I sent you recently has some pretty obvious auto-tuning.
Yeah.
I don't think I made a comment. I don't know if you noticed it, but the Chuck stuff. Sounds horrible.
I sounded like a robot. I don't know if it was because of the way it was done.
I mean, it was earlier in the technology, and I don't know
Yeah.
if Chuck knew how to use it, or I don't know. There could be a bunch of things, but
So I always have to be kind of funny about it and be like, no, whenever you use auto-tune on my voice, I end up sounding like T-Pain or a robot or something, so yeah, don't use auto-tune.
So you weren't trying to say anything specific with the album, but you just wanted to release some good songs.
Yeah.
Now the
no
artwork.
political statements, Nikki.
No. Not for a 15-year-old, no.
The artwork, though. Now I understand you were the main guy with that artwork. I feel like that was a little bit before I did anything with computers. But
It's all over the place, but they're all individually kind of cool.
You always talked about being really proud of it. Are you still really... The collage.
The collage.
Collage
I was
of
very
track
proud
names. Are you still proud of it?
Yeah.
Here,
It's
Do
all
you still
again.
have that? Where is that album? Do we have
actually,
it?
I
If
have.
the framed.
I have it, a framed version right here. Excuse me.
Ah, that's right.
I just pulled this from the hallway upstairs. Oh. There you go. So this, we have the checkered CD, the checkered cover.
The different picture of the squares.
Oh, these are different pictures?
Yeah.
You can see how they're angled. And
That's true, that is angled. You did that on purpose then.
Yeah. I remember him taking those pictures, like...
you have like
just-
300 of those.
Yeah.
I remember specifically being out of...
Between them. What?
Microphone? I remember specifically being out of state. I think I was at Michigan with Chuck when you were taking all these pictures. Brian, you used Nikki's digital camera?
Yeah.
Your uncles or something?
Yeah.
Some family member.
Actually, I think I have a picture of that camera, us taking these pictures. I have like a picture
With
of
me
us
in it?
taking these pictures. Yeah.
Me in the camera.
So anyway, these squares.
Teal Sharpie.
I was working.
Grill.
I was working at Trace Laboratories at this time because I guess these were some sort of capacitor cases or something, and I got a whole lot of them. They're little pieces of black plastic, and I made a piece of Pomo artwork by putting on a big black frame, and it's now up in the hallway. You can go see it. Brian just
It's a museum.
He took
Pipe Down Museum up there.
It is a pipe down museum up there. Brian took pictures of it. There's a little bit of glare from the window there and not there. I am sure you did that on purpose too.
No, that was the best one. We went. I remember going through them all, and I'm guessing we were all there looking, like choosing the best one, the most straight and the most evenly colored and everything.
I remember not being a part of that. So do you know how many squares are on here?
I think you've asked me this before, and I don't know.
It seems to be
Should be something I
7
know.
by 7, so 49
40.
squares. And this is very nice. That's me. That's our feet. That's you. And that's Big Nicky.
Big Nicky.
But we have feet.
Right, I don't have feet, I have a block. Square.
Brian has a floating hair piece.
There's a lot better we could have done with the colors and taking better pictures or whatever.
No, I think you were trying to go for that, though, weren't you?
No, not really.
Okay.
We just could have done it a lot better.
I do like it's well laid
It's
out.
everything is well done about it, but a lot of the pictures weren't very good, and there are a lot of unprofessional like things.
Do you remember taking
the
those
ideas are there.
pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember standing? You were barefoot, right? Or was?
Yes, or it looks like barefoot.
I had two shoes, two different shoes.
Two different
and
shoes.
You had no shoes.
I always drummed barefoot,
Yeah.
or maybe with socks, but probably not.
I just remember being outside in your
It was
by your
in
house.
front of the rocks
Yes.
in the former woodpile.
These are signed. You didn't use the silver Sharpie. Looks like
No.
I used the silver Sharpie, maybe. Anyway, I don't have this is somewhere in a drawer. I have the one with the collage, and the actual case and everything. Anyway, it was a collage of different
In
things.
a drawer.
We could talk all day about the specifics of the phrase, the most popular phrase from each song, on or near the guitar frets.
The title was on the frets. I wrote it on.
Yeah.
The titles on the frets.
I'm still proud of the fact that I went all out and did that, and I didn't know if it would erase or not.
Oh, you wrote it on there.
I actually wrote it on studio guitar.
I forgot about that. Nowadays, we could have just photoshopped it on there.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
And I got the words wrong, and I don't think I misspelled anything, but I got like 2 of the songs, the words were completely wrong. Because you wouldn't tell us what you were saying. And I got the name of Chuck's microphone wrong. Stuff.
Oh.
Oh.
The AT 450, and it's supposed to be 4050 or something like that.
Yeah. Sure. I remember that.
There's a lot of errors.
It's all right.
The special edition first printing with all the errors.
Right.
It hasn't been revised yet, but it may.
With audio commentary.
And the inside, there was some sort of writing. We had we were looking for some white colored random piece of something
Oh, yeah.
we could have as a background. We had a piece of styrofoam.
Just found it in the basement.
Yeah. I wish I had the album in front of me now.
Yeah.
But,
That's all right.
You were
Next
really
segment.
proud of it. I thought it looked kind of like a lot of garbage put together, but
It was.
it's fun because each individual thing is kind of enjoyable. But as a whole, it's sort
Exactly.
of messy looking.
Very
Whatever.
much so.
He was proud of it.
I was proud of each individual.
I was happy that you were happy.
Right. And that's how it is working.
You fled
with
the state. You didn't have a say anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I forfeited that right.
I understood that I didn't have a right to say anything, and I did. I liked it just fine. Parts of it were very good.
Parts of it.
Oh, and there is on the back, there's some nice pictures of the studio and
The cow.
papers.
Also messy, but kind of cool.
A little messy, but kind of nice. And each
And
track.
hard to read. Or no, wait, the tracks were on like a paper, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So those
do
were
I
done.
have those? I think I have
I'm
those.
sure you would. We gave all that stuff to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were you had the seniority. Even though I was
Well,
in
I
the band
hope
for longer.
I have the feeling like somebody definitely has them. And if anyone does, it's probably me. I have a certain place where that would be, so I can't remember it specifically being there, but I think I have it. And there's one more thing, and that is the cow.
No, cow.
I have the cow with me, who makes many appearances
The cow.
on the album. There we go. Now, never mind the strings coming out of his eyes, which looks disturbing. But there's the Moss 85 cow.
The cow. Hello, Mr. Cow.
This
we get
was
the cow on microphone?
this was one of those things that wasn't ever missing or hidden away. It was always just sort of
There.
in the room, and it was getting kind of annoying. And I texted Nikki and Brian both and said, "Do you want this cow? Because if not, it's going to have to go." And Brian said something like, "I don't need it," and Nikki,
Time for eBay.
time for eBay, something like that. And Nikki said something generic like, "You have to keep the cow," but she didn't offer to take it or anything. So I was actually about ready to get rid of the cow, but then Tori decided she really liked it, and now she sleeps with him every day
Oh.
in the crib.
That was almost it.
Oh.
We're getting closer.
I can't do it. I'm trying.
It'll come
I can't
out.
do it. See, now
When
my voice
something
is completely
When
different.
something really, really
No.
cute comes out.
No, I'm telling you. I can't
Where's
do
Tori? Tori, bring the cow to Nikki.
I can't do the vibrato thing. I can't. It's bad.
It's a very good cow, though.
It's cute.
Soft and nice. Where did it come from? I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Just appeared one day.
It just
Just
showed
like
up.
in the album, it's just appearing in every
Just
picture.
showed up in the studio one day.
Just sort of there. Although the black and white does go with the cover pretty well.
Yes.
I'm sure that's been thought of before. Anyway. Now, Brian, you thanked pre-pipe down. What does that mean?
I think the idea, well, I think the main idea was like all the Moss 85 stuff that came before, like all the people and all the experiences before Pipe Down. But I know Pre-Pipe Down was going to be the name of the follow-up to Pipe Down. I don't remember if I had thought of that at that point. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was a very abstract idea, but I just thought it was. I think Pre-Pipe Down sounds and looks kind of cool, and it's kind of a nice idea of, I don't know, whatever.
And Nikki thanked a lot more people than Brian or me.
Yeah.
You had, obviously, Nikki was the popular one, which we discussed earlier.
I had a lot of people to thank. Some of
guess
those,
so.
honestly, though, some of those people were just there throughout the whole thing. Teachers that have guided me, voice teachers, that kind of stuff. I felt like that was my time to thank the people who, like, really helped me lead up into this album. You know what I mean? Like, crafted the voice and stuff. So
See, my inspiration and my education was my upcoming in the coming up within Moss 85. I never had like teachers that were inspirational or anything like that. So all of the Brian Raffertys and the Nick Carboneros and the Troy Casadas and all of them, I don't know, I guess that was the idea.
yeah.
Oop. Now, did you have any guest musicians on this album?
We did?
Well,
we had several guest appearances.
We had guest. It's all listed on the album, but we're just going to go over it in detail. This is the this is the inside tell-all scoop.
Did we? I can't think of it.
There was obviously some borrowed equipment
Oh.
from Charles. We had.
I think the only two actual appearances were just the two.
Yeah, we had a microphone, which the AT4050 by Audio-Technica, which was used for what's that
Compliment
song?
me.
The song that has the really dull sounding vocals. Yes.
Yeah.
Compliment me. And the rest, I think we used that microphone.
This is where the magic happened, right here. But we had Carla Jakubowski appears on Ugly, was the liner note.
And that was...
You can do it better than I,
I
I'm sure.
can't do it. I can't.
You have the blood.
I have the blood relation, but I can't do the thing. I can't.
And that was just about 1 second of an appearance.
Yeah.
And the other?
I choose to block some of that out of my memory. Can you refresh my memory of who it was?
She knows.
I get all confused because there's like a cover that we did of somebody, and then somebody came and did some piano.
Pat Powers played piano on...
One Last Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Right, not Mr. Pianoman, but he played piano.
The song that he wrote.
On the song that he wrote. So that was a cover. One Last Chance was a cover.
That was given to us, pretty much.
Donated.
So they took it off their albums?
Yeah, they didn't play it anymore, and so they're like,
Really?
here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, beforehand. It wasn't like they stopped when we inherited it or anything like that.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
Once they heard our version, they just collapsed. We
Which,
can't compete
actually,
with that.
you recorded the original version, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The original version, which was much faster.
Yes.
What I remember about the new version is...
Ours sped up, though,
That
at
it
your
was
drum
good.
solo.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things about the youthfulness of that album, the drums speed up halfway through.
And no metronomes.
No metronomes.
No click track.
Yeah, we recorded the drums for that one in the living room. I clearly remember that. They have a little bit of a different sound. I think you can hear the living room in it. We're going to have to wrap up here soon in about 30 seconds. But One Last Chance, yeah, Pat Powers did the piano. We recorded the drums in the living room. I remember the people from Fillmore, that band, coming and hearing, specifically when we had most of it done and Brian's guitar solo. They were really impressed.
Yes, I do remember that.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the recording of Pipe Down on segment 4, coming right up.